Hello and welcome to Arts 24, where we're exploring the crossover between culture and sports, with fashion, exhibitions and sculpture on today's show. We're starting with a designer whose style is deeply rooted in his home city, Paris. Stéphane Ashpool's creations are favourites with Rihanna, A$AP Rocky and Drake, and now also among the 840 athletes representing France in the Games. Jennifer Benbrahim and Brice Agier-Grégoire went to see him in the studio and got a preview.
Welcome to my atelier. Come with me. My name is Stéphane Ashpool. I was born in Paris and I design the outfits for the French athletes in the 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games. So here are the first prototypes that we did right at the beginning. My idea was to do the prototypes, the first tests, in the Paris workshops and to start getting a feel for the blue and the red. So we did this one with the feather artists Le Marrier to see how the colors play off each other. I also wanted to see different styles of embroidery to see how they work together. After exploring our inspirations, we started putting together prototypes. This is our work on the equestrian events. This was our inspiration for skateboarding with, as you see, a color fade on the shirt. That fade was all about breaking with the French flag, to have the blue merging into the white and the red merging into the white, creating new shades, mixing the colors, and having something that represents France today.
Et finalement représenter la France d'aujourd'hui.
I like this piece a lot. It was one of the first prototypes for the medalists. I'm looking forward to seeing them wear it. That was a great day. Spent with the horse in the studio. He was lovely. That's Clarisse, our greatest French judo champion. She's won a lot of medals, so we're expecting a lot from her. I've always mixed sport and fashion in my personal life. Sport because I started doing sport very young. And when I was out and about in the street, I was either on my way to practice or going to play outside with friends. In my family, my dad was a sculptor and my mom was a dancer, and I was surrounded by quite an eccentric community. So I was used to those contrasting worlds from a young age. You can feel these two worlds coming together in my work.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang.
My first memory of the Olympics was in '92, the year of the basketball Dream Team. I already loved basketball then. I think that before I liked an athlete called Serge Bubka, a pole vaulter. So I was quite young, but I think that by the time I was 6, I had already seen people with their medals, yes. I met the athletes early on in the design process. Most of them said, we want to look good, we want to come across as cool, young, radiant, elegant, etc. So these were words I had in my mind as I went ahead with the outfits. There are lots of outfits that I like a lot. There's one I'm particularly fond of because it had never been made in France before. We produced a kimono for the judo. That's one of the things I'm most proud of. Now, my son or your son or daughter can buy a kimono that was made in France, wherever you are in France. I think that's cool. One of the things I kept hearing from the athletes was that the path to the Olympics is not a straight line. It's a difficult, winding road, so I wanted to pay tribute to that. In the medalists' outfits, all the sewing and top stitching is curved. So when they wear these pieces, it's a subtle reminder that it was a long road to get where they are, and they should celebrate and be proud.
A very Parisian touch to the athletes' outfits this year then. And we're staying in the French capital for an exhibition that celebrates the urban cultures and practices that have become Olympic disciplines in recent years. Spot 24 celebrates everything from freestyle BMX to surfing, skateboarding and breakdance. Solène Clos went to check it out.
BMX bikes, surfboards, even a climbing wall. Essential tools in their respective disciplines, signed by the champions who used them. This exhibition, Spot 24, tells the story of the sports that debuted at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, alongside this year's newcomer, breakdance.
The thing that these different disciplines have in common is freedom of expression. They're freestyle. There's an incredible history behind it. 50 years of hip-hop. You have to understand the context, learn about those historic spots. So it's all about the links between art, sport and culture in some of the site-specific pieces made for this exhibition.
Even sports venues have become works of art, like this basketball court. It's got a new look thanks to designer Stéphane Ashpool. There are also pieces from the Olympic Museum in Lausanne. The idea is to spotlight the urban cultures that have contributed to the game's history. Kanti is a painter and breakdancer whose work straddles both practices.
I'm trying to transcribe the footprints and the energy of the moves in breakdancing. I dip my shoes in ink and then I do the move on the material on the ground, so that's paper or canvas. I really want to record the movement in real time, and the ink lets me do that. You can see these are skid marks, so here you can feel the impact and here you can feel the speed of the move.
Each piece is named after the move he made to create it. Kanti counted around 50 separate maneuvers, making up something of a breakdance vocabulary.
All the work I've done here comes from the thought, actually it would be cool to somehow record the marks I make on the ground. I wouldn't claim that I'm creating a language or anything, but I know that there are dancers and other people who think it is a language. I'll leave it up to people. They can define it however they like.
And the display here includes another totemic object for fans of all sports, the Olympic torch in its Parisian incarnation.
And that exhibition will remain open well after the Games until the end of the year. Well, next to a monumental sculpture that looks like it's taken root and blossomed at the Paris Philharmonic, commissioned especially for the Olympics. It's called Sympholia and was created by American artist Rachel Marks with a little help from some of the young people from footballer Kylian Mbappe's association. Now, all of the material used for this enormous piece of art is recycled. We went to meet Rachel while she was making it to find out more.
So a few years ago, I was walking in a forest and I saw a tree with different trunks connected with the same root system. And I thought, wow, it's almost like the different continents of the world all connected by the same root system. That's a really beautiful symbol, kind of like the Olympic rings, bringing people together in harmony. And I think music is also a beautiful symbol of a language that brings us all together. These different music scores are made from music that comes from many different cultures, backgrounds, different time periods. To create these rings, I needed more than 1 million strips of cut books, 15,000 hours of work. The Kylian Mbappe Association, the children in that association are from 9 to 20, and they've been coming once a week to kind of follow how everything is developing, and it's been nice to kind of have a more educational angle with them.
The young people from the association came to help Rachel. We helped her do the collage. We assembled the papers. We were like her little artisans. I think art and sport have something in common. They both are spaces for sharing, for encountering, discovering different things.
I really find a huge link between making a monumental installation and the preparation of a professional athlete.
And finally, to an athlete who broke the mold, not only for her unparalleled gymnastic talents, but also for daring to bow out when the pressure became insurmountable. Simone Biles was tipped to win gold at the Tokyo Games in 2020, but her early departure raised important questions about the physical and psychological demands of elite-level sports. As she returns to the spotlight in this year's Paris Games, a new documentary series zooms in on her life and career, including the sexual abuse she suffered at the hands of her Olympic team doctor. We'll leave you with a clip of that production, Simone Biles Rising, which is available on Netflix. Otherwise, do check in with us here on Arts24 and on our social media channels. There's more news coming up just after this.
It's not all about gym. Like, life moves on.
The Vogue cover is gonna be like right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna blow my baby up.
She came back to the gym, basically stay in shape.
I'm going for another Olympic run.
I know that she's expected to win all the gold medals, but even the fact she's trying to come back is really amazing.
I never thought I'd be at this phase still doing it.
And I feel very grateful.
I get to write my own ending.